guys, the Fire Brothers here. It's just me. My brother couldn't be here today, as always, because he was kidnapped by Bob Helpy. I swear that my brother couldn't be here today. Jokes are just getting weirder. These are the jokes. Hopefully you guys are enjoying them. Now, today I have something to talk about that's actually very hyped, and I know you guys are gonna like it. But first off, let me tell you something. Have you watched Rise of the Beast? Chances are, if you watch my videos and like Transformers movies in general, you probably have. Now, whether you like the movie or not, something that we can all agree on is that Rise of the Beast was a poor continuation of the Bumblebee movie. Let me explain. The Bumblebee movie, started the whole universe. You didn't need to watch any of the previous Michael Bay movies to understand what was going on. And to some degree, that also kind of carried over to Rise of the Beast. The Bumblebee movie by itself was almost a really self-contained movie. While you don't need to watch it to understand Rise of the Beast, at the same time, Rise of the Beast for the most part chose to ignore the events of Bumblebee. Hell, the one mention of Charlie was completely cut off from the Rise of the Beast final theatrical cut, and it was only ever shown in the Spanish version.
No debemos depender de un humano.
Son mis amigos.
Ya sé que Charlie te trató bien, pero este no es nuestro mundo.
You bet I'm still salty about that. Haley Stanfield is a goddess and she should come back to the Transformers movies immediately! But that's besides the point. So there's like around a 7-year gap between the events of Bumblebee and the events of Rise of the Beast. So there's a huge chunk of space there that's just kind of empty and missing. By the end of the Bumblebee movie, we see that there's 7 more meteors ascending from Earth. And a while back, I made a video talking about which ones these meteors are. It is heavily implied that these are just the characters that we saw at the beginning of the movie. We know that one of them is RC, Wheeljack, Mirage, supposedly Ratchet and Ironhide. One of them could be Stratosphere, but we're not entirely sure. And then we have an extra one. I'm gonna talk more about the identity of these particular characters in a future video, but the point is, these characters arrive, they stay on Earth, supposedly stranded for 7 years fighting Decepticons every here and there that just so happen to find our Autobots on Earth. And just happen to come in waves, and supposedly enough are smart enough to destroy their own ship, so the Autobots are still stranded on Earth, even though they were completely unaware that the Autobots were on Earth in the first place, which was something that was established in the BB movie. So there's quite a bit of poor continuity from Rise of the Beast and the Bumblebee movie. And the reason why is because originally we were not gonna get a Rise of the Beast movie. Originally there was a Beast Wars script and there was a script that was for a Bumblebee movie sequel. That's where this infamous concept art comes from. Originally we were gonna see Trailbreaker, Ironhide, Ratchet, RC, Brawn, Bumblebee, Optimus, what appears to be Sideswipe, arrive on Earth and resume their war against the Decepticons, which will supposedly have involved an early version of Scourge, which suspiciously enough looks a lot like Tarn, Barricade, and a few others. So as you can see, there's not enough connective tissue in between the Bumblebee movie and Rise of the Beast. It's kind of just left up there to the imagination of the viewer to figure out, why are the Decepticons coming? Why are they stranded on Earth? Was this part of Optimus Prime's plan? Why they came here in the first place? If they had no way of getting out? And it just opens so many questions and so many inconsistencies the more you think about it. And I don't know if this is a controversial take, but honestly we should have gotten a Bumblebee 2 movie or a sequel to Bumblebee instead of just a full-on movie with the Maximals and Unicron, which I think we kinda jumped the shark a bit too soon. That's not to say I dislike Rise of the Beast or I regret the movie existing. I'm just saying that a Bumblebee movie sequel would have been a way better fit. But what if I told you that we're finally getting a small Transformers series that not only serves as the missing link between the Bumblebee movie and Rise of the Beast? Yes! Today it's my pleasure to talk about the new series called Transformers Arrival. The series honestly serves as a good in-between the events of Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast. Shout out to Laszlo for letting me preview the series early. Episode 1 has just come out at the point of this video. Hopefully I can get this video out the same day it premieres, though no guarantees there because I just did another video talking about the first time the Autobots and Decepticons teamed up, and I also started a giveaway there, which will run from today, the release of this video, to all the way to Friday 10 for the Autobot 4-pack. All you gotta do to enter is be subscribed, hashtag giveaway in the comments down below any of my videos, it doesn't matter. And of course, like and subscribe. But enough of that, let's go back to talking about Transformers Arrival. Transformers Arrival is much like what Rise of Unicron is. It's a fan-made project that, unlike Rise of Unicron, which, is trying to go out of its way to conclude the Bayverse and give an ending to the Michael Bay universe, which is never gonna get. Transformers Arrival focuses on the in-between events of the BB movie and Rise of the Beast. I watched the first episode, and I'm not gonna play all of it here because I want you guys to go check it out because it's genuinely good, but it basically picks off right off where the Bumblebee movie left off, with Optimus Prime and Bumblebee out in the woods as they see the other Autobots arriving from the atmosphere. And to be honest, I was genuinely surprised by this. Now, you guys know me, I don't recommend fan projects unless I think that they have genuine passion built into them, or if I don't think there's anything of substance here. And I'm happy to say that Transformers Arrival is one of those fan projects where I'm like, this should be canon. Like, no question about it. Like, if Hasbro tomorrow were to tell me that Transformers Arrival is gonna be the thing they're gonna be basing on the rest of the Transformers tying, movie material to fill in the gap between the events of BB and Rise of the Beast, I would totally be down for it. I think this is a good in-between. So, in there, we see that our Autobots arrive on Earth. Now, some of those Autobots include, of course, everyone's favorite girl, RC, who's looking extra thick in the series. I don't know if that was intentional, but here's my reaction to it when I first saw her. Oh, damn, RC's looking kinda thick.
Crap.
Then of course we got Jazz, everyone's favorite Autobot, who's also here. Ultra Magnus, who's a fan favorite who the fans have been begging ever since Transformers Dark of the Moon for him to make an appearance in the movie, and he's finally here. We also have Ratchet, Mirage, and of course Wheeljack, who funnily enough they actually go out of their way to explain why he looks the way he does. If I'm gonna be honest, I actually really like the explanation as to why Wheeljack looks the way he does in this series. Apparently he crash landed in Peru, or maybe not in Peru, maybe somewhere else. And his pod was damaged, and he himself was a bit damaged. His ear fins got damaged, so he of course took them off and is not wearing them at the moment. And since the locals are scared by him, he changes the look of his face to look more friendly to them, more humanoid. Which at least, while I still don't like the, Wheeljack looks like the way he does in Rise of the Beast, I have to admit that the explanation they gave to him, at least in the series, works. It's fine, it's whatever. It's okay given the circumstances.
Hey, who's this? Who invited Pablo?
It's me, Wheeljack.
Okay, that was probably uncalled for. In here, we see the Autobots reunite and talk about, the landing and the soldiers that arrive on Earth. Funnily enough, there's still no sign of Stratosphere, so my guess is that last little picture that, Stratosphere just wasn't part of the wave of Autobots that first arrived on Earth, which is understandable. We also get a surprise guest appearance by Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker, which, I'll be honest, I wasn't completely expecting, but their appearance on Earth actually does get explained. So it turns out that after the events of the Bumblebee movie, some of the message that Shadow and Rocket were attempting to send to Cybertron got sent, but it didn't reach Cybertron. The signal was weak enough for any Decepticons that were nearby to sort of pick up on it. But it's nothing like, oh, Autobot base on Earth, send army from Cybertron. No. As far as Starscream and the Decepticons know, they just received a small incomplete signal, nothing concrete, so they're out here investigating. They even name drop Blitzwing, Shadow and Dropkick, and they allude to Megatron being missing, which now thanks to Studio Series we know that Megatron was in fact on Cybertron and he's very well much around in the Bumblebee movie universe. But Laszlo, the sneaky devil that he is, he left the language just big enough so that this could, be easily written over later in the series. So, good on you. Wait, Battle Trap? Or is that just like a reused model? Oh, okay, I was about to say. Very sneaky, Laszlo. We also get a scene where we see the Autobots scanning their vehicle modes, and honestly, the way they do it is kind of goofy. They're kind of just sitting in like the sidelines of the highway, just waiting for a car that they like to show up so they can scan it. Which, it's the kind of thing that I could totally see the reboot universe Autobots do. It's, the new movies are a bit more, I guess, lighthearted, so it's the best way to say it. And that's the kind of like, goofiness that I expect, and, I honestly would like to see more of. So the Autobots scan the new vehicle modes, of course, to get the new Earth parts. Unfortunately enough, episode 1 ends in a bit of a cliffhanger, with the Autobots being privy to an event that could possibly be another Autobot that has just landed on Earth, or it could even be a Decepticon. But I do love the post-credit scene when Optimus is looking at the distance, another truck with the rims passes by and he scans it, and this is supposed to be a really cool reference to 2007 where Optimus Prime did the same thing. It's actually almost shot for shot. And that's pretty much it for the story. Now I want to say that the voice actors all did a really good job. Some of you guys might recognize some of the voice actors like Martini, who I talked about sometimes on my channel. He voices Jazz and Starscream. RC's voice actress Glenda Villamar is also really good as RC. And overall, I found it very hard to find a single voice actor I had a problem with. They all deliver their lines very well. And the animation work for the series looks really good. So if this is what we can expect for Transformers Arrival for the next episode, honestly, I am very interested on the series and I would love to talk about it every time a new episode drops. Now, unfortunately, this is where I break the bad news to you. The series unfortunately might take a while to come out. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna be like a whole year time gap before episode 2 comes out. It might take longer, it might take less time, depending on Laszlo and the crew. Again, these are all fans who are working on this little series. A lot of them even do work for Transformers Rise of Unicron, and if you've seen anything for Rise of Unicron, you already know that those guys are cooking. Laszlo does have a PayPal where you can send him some donations if you really like his work. I recommend any of you guys who, maybe have it in your hearts to help a fellow, content creator out, donate something to him. Animation, rendering, and having the right equipment for these kind of things takes time and money and effort, so whatever you donate can only help out to speed up the process. Now, I do want to take a little bit of a moment to do a small critiquing about the series so far, because there were some things that genuinely did bother me about this. I'm not saying it was bad, I'm just saying these are things that I would like to see improve. The first shot on Earth was really good, but then when you cut to this little shot of the pods closing in on her, you can tell that the background is very compressed. And also, I would like to see a bit of a fire flame effect, which is something that they use later on when they're falling into the atmosphere. 2007 did this, and yes, while it might not be completely scientifically accurate, it still looks cool. Sometimes the rule of cool can outdo scientific accuracy and the like. Something else I want to critique is that while the animation is really good and stuff, especially for the Transformers, sometimes I feel like the shots stay a little too stale. This shot of Ultra Magnus, he stays on the same pose while he's talking, and while the dialogue is intriguing enough to keep it, entertaining, I would like to see Ultra Magnus shot at different angles, maybe a bird's eye view, maybe something along the lines of, we see the Autobots in the distance as Ultra Magnus is keeping the pose, talking to his fellow Autobot, something to spice it up. Just don't show me the same, little animation of the same little scene over and over again. There's also some small continuity errors. For example, when the Autobots meet up and Jazz talks to Bumblebee, he's seen right next to RC and Ratchet, but in the next shot he's seen immediately right next to Bumblebee, which I completely understand. Continuity errors happen all the time. It happens in the actual movies. Rise of the Beast is filled with continuity errors, and it even happens in my own videos. Hell, you've probably already seen some of them. But besides that, I don't have any more complaints with Transformers Arrival. Could it be improved? Yeah, but I'm sure the Laszlo will watch this video and take some of my critique to heart for the next time he uploads episode 2. And honestly, while I know this is not official, there's something really cool about this trying to fit in with Rise of the Beast and Bumblebee and seeing the Decepticons here. Honestly, I kinda missed them. After going a whole movie without any Decepticons and Megatron being MIA since the last night, it's nice that the Decepticons are finally getting a more involved role in something that's, in a way, solo movie related, even if it's not, again, canonical or official. And the reason why I'm being very open to you guys about why you guys should watch Transformers Arrival is because we know how Hasbro is. When a new movie comes out, they rarely go back and visit the past, and the only times they do visit the past is when they wanna retcon stuff. Age of Extinction retcon a bunch of stuff, but last night retcon even more stuff, and didn't bother to explain the in-between of AOE and TLK. It kinda just dropped us into the action with very little explanation. And since the tie movie comics, which usually served as a sort of explanation for the in-between movies, got discontinued, my guess is that Hasbro's never gonna explain what happened during the 7 years in between BB and Rise of the Beast. So Transformers Arrival is probably the only thing you will ever get to fill in that hole. And Laszlo, if you can hear me, keep up the good work, man. I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. Take your time. Hopefully you listen to some of my critiques here and you improve episode 2. But as it stands, I gave episode 1 a solid 8 out of 10. Again, I'm kind of rating this as a fan work. Like, of course, if, you know, I'm not rating it in comparison to the movies. For a fan work, I think this is pretty up there. Voice acting's top notch, animation's really good. Some of the cinematography is really good, aside from a few Ultra Magnus places here and there. And I overall love how this respects the lore of Transformers and the new movie universe that Hasbro started. Only time will tell if the follow-up episodes will be able to keep up this good momentum. But if you guys are looking for an explanation, Transformers Arrival is for you. So, yeah. But what do you guys think? Have you watched Transformers Arrival? Is this the first time you guys are hearing about it? What do you think of the series so far? Will you be watching it? Will you guys like me to cover episode 2 whenever it comes out? I'm not against fan work and stuff. If anything, I love talking about fan work because the Transformers community always gets a bad rep saying that, oh, they're so toxic, or oh, they're so unpleasant. But, you know, then you have them making stuff like this, the Rise of Unicron project and Transformers Mercy, another project I really want to talk about. I just want to get in contact with Emperor Kumquat, but reaching them has been difficult, complicated, unsuccessful. Maybe some of you guys can help me with that. So, yeah, Transformers fans are doing Hasbro's dirty work for them without getting paid. Seriously though, if you can, donate to Laszlo's PayPal. He really needs it. For all the hard work he does for the community. Hashtag not sponsor. So, yeah, as always guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the annoying YouTuber stuff that the algorithm likes so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, guys. Anyways guys, before we go, shout out to our super incredible patrons: Predaking Hunter Plays, Scrub Lordo, Omega Trion 2006, Stitch Productions, Xavier the God, Ender Skiers, Optination Reviews, James Newbold, DJ Universe, Tristan Curry, Stellar, Allspark Studio, Super Sailor Formers Hedgehog, Cuber9 Gaming, Rich Cracker 64 Studios Productions, Crazy T-Rex, King Sparta, Legend of Soup, the Autobot Side of J, Crowley 666, Itsuki, and TF Cypher. And shout out to our incredible big bold patrons, Jordan the Great and X-North23, who donated a amount of money. I still won't tell how much it was. But anyways, if you join my Patreon, you get a few rewards. You can watch some of my videos early. You can request a collab with me, some of my videos or your videos, depending on your choosing. You can request some videos from me, get early looks at some videos that I'm doing and even some that I haven't published quite yet. The list goes on. Keep in mind that it's entirely optional because freedom's the right of all sentient beings. Thank you to my patrons for donating, is much appreciated. Be sure to go and check out their channels. They could use all the help they can get. Some of them do Transformers content like I do, and some of them do whatever other funny thing they can come up with. We have quite a diverse selection here. But yeah, as always guys, thank you so much for your support. It's much appreciated. And I'll see you all in the next video. Stay safe guys.